My name is Hiroki Matsuuchi, and you are listening to or watching Bridges, a now monthly showcase of a single content creator in Japan and their content. Did you guys miss me? This is episode number 38, and today we are featuring two online projects, not one but two, brought to you by the very same talented content creator. One is a site dedicated to the fine art of drinking in Japan, and the second is a very funny webcomic. While I have been told by the creator that Gaijin Tonic has become only a promotional tool for other websites as of late, after reading through some of his back catalog, I definitely think it deserves a mention on this month's episode. In addition to that, I don't want to give away too much of his comic titled Little in Japan, so I'm only going to take you through one of them, and I honestly don't think that's enough for me to eat up the entire 10 minutes. So, as usual, let's put 10 minutes on the clock and see how much we can see. So, of course, this is the Gaijin Tonic homepage. You guys get it? Gin Tonic, Gaijin Tonic. I thought it was pretty clever. And as the creator told me, the first entry, or the most recent entry, is a link to his other website, Little in Japan. So why don't we skip all that, jump down, and take a look at some of his top posts. This is always a good place to start. So why don't we take a look at the second most popular post, which is Tokyo's top 10 weird watering holes. This is a pretty interesting post, and I have to disclaim that I'm actually not a big drinker, but I definitely do like these interesting bars, and I am always up for kind of new experiences. So why don't we start, of course, with number 10. This is Office. Where better to let off steam after a hard day at the office than a bar that looks exactly like an office? This place in Aoyama comes complete with a photocopier desk, filing cabinets, and a view of the city. Somehow it's really cool. And of course he has info about the bar in Tokyo, as well as a link to their homepage. So coming in at number 9, we have the Ninja Bar. What could be more Japanese than a ninja-themed restaurant? Well, I could think of a few things. At this cavernous underground ninja hideout in Akasaka, the food and booze are classy, the waiters are dressed up as ninjas, and perform brain-bending magic tricks. It ain't cheap, though. You'll need another drink when you see the check. Coming in at number 8, we have Arabian Rock. Arabian Rock is a novelty restaurant in Shinjuku, designed to transport you to the old Arabia of Sinbad and Aladdin, complete with hookahs, Persian rugs, and the obligatory costume staff. This time they're wearing belly dancer costumes and MC Hammer trousers. I assume that's women, probably, not men. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe there are some males wearing belly dancing shirts and MC Hammer trousers. There are even cocktails themed around the signs of the zodiac and the magic lamp Abracadabra, which is 6 liquors you mix yourself in an Aladdin-style lamp. Read all about it here. Coming in at number 7, we've got Vampire Cafe. This vampire-themed joint in Ginza is both creepy and strangely kinky at the same time. The waitresses wear French-maid outfits, and the vermilion red decor is complemented by crucifixes, spiders, and Dracula's coffin. Number 6, we have the Absolute Ice Bar in Tokyo. Number 5, the Christen Cafe. Very interesting. And number 4, we have the Alice in Wonderland themed cafe. Number 3, we have the Dining Bar Submarine. This subaquatic themed izakaya is submerged beneath the sleazy streets of Kabukicho, Shinjuku. Sit back and drink rum in a cabin with portholes and meet the proprietor, Jolly Captain Kaji Aishin, who looks like a Japanese Captain Birdseye. Very good picture. Coming in at number 2, we have Alcatraz plus ER. This is a truly macabre prison hospital themed eatery in Shibuya. The waitresses wear nurses' uniforms, and they serve drinks in test tubes. And your drinking is occasionally interrupted by a deranged escaped convict in an ice hockey mask, a classy joint. And number 1, the chief appeal of this utterly mental Shimbashi pub is the amazing host, Mark Kagaya, who surprises his customers by making them play weird games and serves drinks in surreal international costumes. The menu is a puppet show. Okay, so this is one of his most popular posts titled Tokyo's Top 10 Weird Watering Holes. All right, so we've got another about 4.5 minutes left on the clock. So why don't we take a look at Another one of his top posts. This one's titled Japanese Hangover Cures. Let's see what this is all about. Japanese hangover cures. Not long after I'd first arrived in Japan, I inadvisedly got wasted on a school night, and the next morning had to get up for work, feeling like a rabid dog in its death throes. Fortunately, I lived directly opposite a 7-Eleven, which was full of potential remedies. I asked my roommate's Japanese girlfriend what was good for hangovers. She wasn't sure, but wrote a request for a hangover cure on a piece of paper, in Japanese, for me to present to the convenience store staff. I lurched across the road and handed my request to the bemused teenager behind the counter, and he ran and found me a small glass bottle of elixir, which I glugged down there and then. I quickly got over the urge to puke and was soon feeling just about ready to face the world. Wow, it actually worked. I kept that handwritten request and made good use of it over the next few months. The same crumbled piece of paper was presented to a succession of spotty teenagers in convenience stores that year. In fact, it is still stuck to my pinboard, withered, faded, and brown. The Japanese are renowned for drinking heavily, and they have their own unique expression for hangover, which is futsuka yoi, which means drunk for 2 days, or second-day drunkenness. You might like to exaggerate the level of your hangover by saying mikka yoi or yokka yoi, drunk for 3 or 4 days respectively. Since businessmen are expected to get utterly trashed with their boss on a regular basis, there are plenty of hangover cures readily available in the shops of Japan, and I can definitely attest to this one. I'm still not convinced any of them actually work. Look out for the 2 bottles pictured below. They're very effective at stopping booze-induced gut rot, nausea, and puking. A few minutes after necking one of these magic mixtures, you'll be bouncing around like Super Mario. And of course, there's some lovely pictures of some of these energy drinks. I don't know. I'm still of the school of thought that the best way to get rid of a hangover is to hydrate yourself. But that's just me. You should check out some of the interesting comments, especially for this article. All right. So in the last 4 minutes, I'm going to see if I can get one more. Let's see. Post in. This one is titled Scousers in Japan. Let's take a look and see what this is all about. I laughed when I spotted this colorful flyer for a club night in Shibuya called Scouse Japan. Scouse Japan? Scouse Japan. For non-UK readers, a scouser is a person from Liverpool who stereotypically has curly hair and a mustache and looks like this. I didn't know that, being a New Yorker. I thought of all the things Liverpudlian. Becoming a craze in Japan is bewildering, although the Beatles are still phenomenally popular. It'd be funny to see if the Japanese teenagers started wearing Scouser costumes. Apparently, at the event, the DJ will be spinning Scouse House, which a little research tells me is a form of house music popular in the northwest of England, which evolved from happy hardcore. All right. I've been in Japan so long, I'm out of touch. I've never heard of it. I'm still not entirely sure what the hell the United Kingdom of Donk means, however. Scousers are already well represented in Japan by the character on the sign for Shirokiya Izakayas pictured below. The mustachioed mascot bears an uncanny resemblance to the stereotypical Liverpudlian and can be seen outside Japanese pubs across the land. My God, it's a Scouse invasion. Yeah, interesting post. And I learned a new word. I had no idea what Scouse was. All right, so in the last 2 minutes, I want to jump to the very talented content creator's other website, and that website is littleinjapan.com. Now, this is a webcomic that he has been putting out since, January of 2011, so a little bit over 1 year at this point. And he puts them out in, they're quite long webcomics, and they tell quite in-depth story. It's not the usual 1 or 2 frame webcomic that you'll find. And this one is really interesting because it's all about being a foreign English teacher in Japan. So I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of a taste of this. I don't want to give too much away. So I'm going to go back to his January 11th post. This is, I believe, the first comic he did in Japan, and is titled Another Day, Another Yen. So I struggled a little bit with how I'm going to present this, and I guess I could just go through and read it. But I'm only going to read just the first few frames of this and set you up and leave you wanting more. More of this amazing incredibly hilarious webcomic. Here I am again, back to the grindstone. How did I end up as an English teacher? I always hated school. Joyful times, that's a joke, which is the name of the English conversation school. Why are people still learning English anyway? Shouldn't they be studying Chinese these days? Oh well, I suppose this beats being unemployed and sleeping on my parents' sofa again. The next frame, the manager says, "Hi Dave. Morning Kenji. Who is my first student? Let me see. It is Mayumi. Ah, the old bird's still soldiering on, eh? You've got to admire her perseverance. She's been studying English for 5 years and she still can't string a sentence together. She sounds like Yoda. That's how you sound in Japanese." Ah, yes, well, anyway. So the story goes on and has a surprising twist towards the end. I would highly recommend you guys check it out. But again, I don't want to give too much away. So why don't we put this aside and wrap up the show? Be sure to check out the full catalog of posts and comics over at Gaijin Tonic and Little in Japan, which can be found at gaijintonic.com and littleinjapan.com respectively. The comic is a lot of fun, and I'm definitely, having gone through the entire back catalog, already kind of jonesing for more. But that's going to about do it. So once again, thank you all for listening to or watching episode 38 of Bridges. Please get in touch with us over at bridges@wanwan.fm with any comments, questions, or suggestions for future content creators to be featured on the show. And once again, my name is Hiroki Matsuuchi, and this is Bridges, and thank you guys for watching. See you next month. Bye, guys.